This is a problem on a single channel queuing system. Single channel queuing system in the sense there will be only one counter or one server, and the data or whatever service you want, that will be extracted or taken only from that particular server. So it is called a single channel. Single channel means single server will be there. The server will be providing the services to the different, you can say works, or you can say jobs, or you can say some processes, all mean the same here. So this question which I had already given you in the internal, what it says is, it is saying that a small shop has one checkout counter. Customers arrive at this checkout counter at a random of 1 to 10 minutes apart. It means that each customer is arriving with an gap of maybe 5 minutes, next time it may be 1 minute, next time it may be 9 minutes, but between 1 and 10. So you, all the customers are arriving with a gap of maximum of 10 minutes into it. This is the question given to us. Then each possible value of inter arrival time has the same probability. They are saying that each possible value of inter arrival time, see inter arrival time is the same, they are saying. Just now I told you that first customer may arrive at something 0 minute, okay, then second customer may arrive after 10 minutes, third customer may arrive at after 6 minutes. So these are having different span of time, is it not? But in the question what they are saying that each of them are arriving with the same probability, means after the same gap they are arriving. So they are 1 to 10 minutes apart. So 1 to 10 minutes apart means what it is, 1 divided by 10. So it is how much they are arriving with the probability of 0.1. Okay, so with the probability of 0.1 each customer is arriving. So this is what is given in the question. Then also they have given the service time. Each of the customer will be having its own service time. So its probability they have given here. So the service time is from 1 to 6 minutes. Now inter arrival time is from 1 to 10 minutes, like that service time is from 1 to 6 minutes, but all these are having the different probabilities here, but for inter arrival time they are having same probabilities. So this is the question given to us. Then what we have to do here is, we have to find out the simulation for 10 customers and find out the average waiting time, service time, and the average time customer will spend in the system. So they are given few random numbers here, where we are using these random numbers we will be seeing in the further problem. So what we are doing, first we have to find the table, we have to create a table for inter arrival time. So this is the table for inter arrival time here. So what they have said, inter arrival time is between 1 to 10 minutes. So 1 to 10 we have taken. And next what they are doing here, they are saying that they are arriving with the same probability. We have seen the probability as 0.1, is it not? 0.1 probability we have seen. 0.1 means 0.10 they have taken. For each customer the probability is 0.1. This much will be given in the question. Okay, they will be giving you the inter arrival time and the probability they will be giving. Next what you have to do is, you have to find out this cumulative probability. So what is cumulative probability now? So cumulative probability is go on adding the previous probability to the next probability. Okay, go on adding the previous probability to the next probability. Now here let us start with the first one. Previous to this first one, this is a first probability. What is previous to this? There is nothing, so let us consider it as 0. So 0 plus 0.10, it is 0.10. Next add these two. So 0.10 plus this one, 0.10 previous probability to the next probability. So 0.10 plus 0.10 is 0.20. Next previous probability, now this is the current probability which we have got, which is the next this one. So add the previous probability to the next probability. 0.20 plus 0.10, that is 0.30. Next this is current probability, add it to the next one. So here you are getting 0.30 plus 0.1, that is 0.4. So like this you are going on adding each of the probability to get the cumulative probability. So how are you going to get the cumulative probability? So cumulative probability is got by adding the previous probability to the next probability. So this is how you are going to get the cumulative probability. So once you have got the cumulative probability, next you have to find out the random digit assignment. What is this random digit assignment? This random digit assignment is used to find out the actual inter-arrival times. Now here they have given the random numbers, no? So we are checking out these random numbers in this random number assignment and finding out the actual. How to do it? Let us see. So it is 0.10 here. So starting from 1 we are taking here. Okay, 1 to 10. After point, what? After the decimal point, what number we are getting here, no? That we are going to take as the right hand side limit. So it is 1. So it is 1 to 10 here. Next number is 11. So what is this right hand side? 20, no? So 11 to 20. So after 20 we are having 21. What is the right hand side of the decimal number here? 30. So 21 to 30. Next 31. 31 to 40 here. Actually it should be 31 to 40. Next here 41 to 50. Next 51 to 60. Here it will be 61 to 70. 71 to 80. Then here 90, so 81 to 90. Then 91 to 100. We are taking 2 digits, so let us take it as 0 0. So this is how you have got the random digit assignment here. So what you did, you found out the using the given probability, you found out the cumulative probability, then you have found out the random digit assignment. Now this table is ready, which is giving you the inter-arrival time. Same we are doing with the service times. Okay, same we will be doing with the service time here. So now you can see here service time was given what here? Service time is 1 to 6 here. I have taken 1 to 6 as service time. Then next probability, whatever is given here, these probability I have written down here. So this much will be given to you now, service time. So next you have to find out what? Next is, yes, cumulative probability. What is cumulative probability? As I told, add the previous probability to the next and find out the cumulative probability. So first one will be as it is. Next 0.05 plus 0.10 is 0.15. Next 0.15 plus 0.20. See, previous probability to next probability means, don't think that these numbers only we are going to add. No, we are going to add cumulative probabilities previous numbers. We are going to use cumulative probabilities previous numbers and adding it to the probability. These numbers only are not added. So cumulative probabilities previous numbers are added to the probability values. So now 0.15 is added to 0.20, 35 we have got. 0.35 is added to 0.30, 65. So like this we have got the cumulative probability. So next is what? Random digit assignment. Now see here, here it is, every time we are starting from 1. So what is on the right hand side? Right hand side of the decimal point is 0.5. So it is 1 to 5. Next number is what? 6. 6 to here 15. 16. Next number is 16. 16 to 35. Next 36 to 65. Next 66 to 90. Then 91 to 100 means it is 0 we are taking. So this table is also ready now. So what we are having? We are having the random digit assignment for the service time and also the inter-arrival time. Then now using the given random numbers, let us find out the actual inter-arrival times and the service times for us. So these are the customers. We are taking 10 customers. Okay. So don't think these are inter-arrival times. They are giving you in the question, develop the simulation for 10 customers. So what we are doing here? So we are taking for the 10 customers here. So 1 to 10 customers we have taken. Next random digits is given for the customers here. Random digits for the arrival is 91, 72, 15, 94. That is what we have taken here. So the first random digit will be always blank. So the first random digit will be always taken blank only for inter arrival time. Only for inter arrival time. Why? Because the first customer is always arriving first at 0th minute you can take. Is it not? That is why we are not taking the random digit for the first customer. It is always blank. Okay. Next, first customer is arriving, so we will take it as 0. So time inter arrival time we are taking as blank here. Okay, means 0. Next, second customer is arriving in the 91. Random digit is 91. Now previously we have taken a table for inter arrival time here. Check in this range where 91 is coming. So 91 is coming in what? Last range. So what is the inter arrival time there? Inter arrival time is 10 here. Okay. So inter arrival time is 10. Understood why these random numbers are given? Random numbers are given to find out the actual inter arrival times. So now you may think that this is the table which gives me inter arrival times. No, this is just only giving you the idea. Those random digits which are coming in the range of 1 to 10 have the inter arrival time 1. Those random digits who are coming in between 11 to 20 have the inter arrival time 2. Like this is the meaning of this table. So next random digit is 72. So in this, find out where is 72. 72 lies between this range 71 to 80. So what is the inter arrival time? It is 8. So now second is 8 here. So this is the inter arrival times 8 is given here. So next random digit is 15. So where is 15 coming here? So 15 is coming in 11 to 20. So 11 to 20, what is the inter arrival time? It is 2. So I have taken here 2. Please remember, we are finding inter arrival time. So you have to compulsorily refer to this inter arrival time table itself, not the service time table, which is second table we have found out. No, not that table. We have to refer to the inter arrival time table only. So next we are having the random digit of 94. So 94 is coming in the last range. So the inter arrival time here is again 10. So we are taking 10. Next is 30. 30 is coming in the range 21 to 30. So 21 to 30 is in the range. Inter arrival time is 3. I have found out 3. So next we are having a random digit 92. 92 is again here. Like this we have found out the actual inter arrival times. So next coming to the service times now. Okay, we have to find out the actual service time. So now again we are having 10 customers. So 1 to 10 we have taken here. Random digit is already given for service times here. The random digits for service time is given here 81 to this 38. Now service times means what? It will be starting from the first to the last. See here, for arrival time we are taking first one blank. For service time we are not taking. Why? For each of the first customer also service time will be there only. Is it not? So maybe he is taking some amount of time. Only for inter arrival time we are taking the first random digit as blank, but for the service times we are taking from the first itself. So next we are having the first random digit as 84. Now which table we have to see? We have to see the table of service time. Okay, we have found out the service time. So first random digit is 84. Where does 84 come in this range? It is in the range 66 to 90. So 66 to 90 means it is 5. So the service times here we have got it as 5 here, service time. So next is 10. So next random digit is 10 here. So where this 10 is coming now? 10 is coming in the 6 to 15. So 6 to 15 means the service time is 2 here. So now here service time I have taken as 2. Next random digit is 74. So 74 is coming in which range? It is coming in which? 66 to 90. So 66 to 90 means service time is 5 here. So service time I have got 5. So like this I have going on finding out the inter arrival times and the service times. So after finding these inter arrival times and service times, next you are going for the main table. So this is our main table which we are going to find out. Okay, so these column headers you must remember. Okay, when they are saying you find out according to the question, so they have given you in the question to find out what, in the question they have given you to find out the average waiting time, service time and customer spends in the system. So according to that we have to write the column headers. So first we are going to write the customers. So customer from 1 to 10. Next inter arrival time, actual arrived time. There is a difference between inter arrival time and the arrival time. So inter arrival time means gap between two arrivals, that is inter arrival time. Arrival time means actual arrival time. So now if I say inter arrival time is 10, what does it mean? Each customer is arriving with a gap of 10 minutes. Okay, for example, first customer is arriving at 0th minutes. 10 minutes gap means next customer is going to arrive at 10th minute. Third customer is going to arrive after a gap of 10 minutes again. So what will be time on the clock that time? See, first customer has arrived at 0, second customer with a gap of 10 means 10 minutes. After that again you are going for 10 minutes means 10 plus 10 20. At 20th minute the next customer is arriving. 30th minute fourth customer, 40th minute fifth customer, like this with a 10 minutes gap. This is inter arrival time. Okay, 10 minutes is inter arrival time. What is this 10, 20, 30, 40? This is actual time on the clock, is it not? Actual time on the clock, that is the actual arrival time. Arrival time is time on the clock. Inter arrival time means gap time, how much gap it is taking. So that is next arrival time. Next service time, which we have already calculated in that small table. Time service begins. See, after the arrival of a customer, if the server is free, there is only one checkout counter, means only one server is there, only one fellow or one machine can give the service. So if the server is free, then the service will begin. If it is busy, that customer has to wait. Okay, so time service begins means when that customer will begin doing its service. Next, waiting time. So if the server is not free, what that customer has to do? It has to wait in the queue. So for how much time it is waiting, that we are going to calculate here. Time service ends. So when that time service after beginning, when it will end, that time will be recorded here. Next, total time spent in the system by that customer. Total time spent in that system. How will you find this? Total time means once the customer is coming into that system till it goes out of the system, what is the total time? That total time you are going to record here. How you will find out? When it is arriving, for how much time it is waiting, how much time it is taking for service, then it is ending. These all time together will give you the total customer time spent in the system. Next one is idle time of the server. What do you mean by idle time of the server? The server has no work, customers are not there. Okay, so the customers are not there, so the server is idle, not doing any work. So that is idle time of the server we are going to find out here. Let us see this one by one now. 1 to 10. Arrival time, inter arrival time we have already calculated, is it not? So these inter arrival times we have already calculated here. So it is, first one is blank, that will be taken as 0. Next 10, 8, 2, 10, these all I am going to copy here. So first one was blank, so I have written here 0, 10, 8 all I have copied. Next, how to find the arrival time? See, first customer is arriving with a gap of 0, means what? 0th minute only it is arriving. Next customer is arriving with a gap of 10 minutes, means time on the clock is 0. After 10 minutes means what will be the time on the clock? 10 minutes, is it not? 0 plus 10. Okay, it is like, for example, you are coming into the examination hall at 9 o'clock. Okay, then next customer is going to come after 3 o'clock, sorry, after 3 hours. So what will be the arrival time? First you are coming at 9 o'clock, so when you come at 9 o'clock, you next customer is going to come at 3 o'clock, after 3 hours. So what will be the time on the clock then? 9 plus 3 is how much? 9 to 12. So next will be at 12 o'clock. So time on the clock will be 12 o'clock. After 12 o'clock, again after 3 hours, then what? 12 to 3. So 3 will be the time on the clock, like that. So at the 0th minute it is arriving, next customer is coming after 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes means 0 plus 10, you are going to get here 10. Time on the clock is 10. Next customer is going to arrive after 8 minutes. Time on the clock is 10. After 8 means what? 10 plus 8, 18. So this is the actual arrival time. Next, 18 is the time on the clock. Next customer is arriving after a gap of 2 minutes. So 18 plus 2, 20. Okay, so this is inter arrival time. We are going to add and find out the actual arrival time. Okay, so we have found out this arrival time. Next, service time. This service time we have already found out here, 5 2 5 4 3. This service time we have copied here. This service time we have copied. Time service begins. Now we are going to find out row wise. These all we could do all together, but now we are going to do row wise. Time service begins. See, when the customer is arriving at 0. Now don't consider inter arrival time. Work of inter arrival time is over. Why do we use inter arrival time? To find out the arrival time. How much gap is there between arrival of two customers, that we are going to find out using this inter arrival time. So now I found out the arrival time. Forget about this IAT, that is inter arrival time. So the customer has arrived at the 0th minute. So when the first customer is arriving into the system, the server will be obviously free. Is it not? So the first customer itself is arriving, server is free. So it will start doing its work using that service. So as soon as it will arrive, at that time only it will begin the service. So because the server is free. So now it is coming at 0th minute, server will be free for the first customer. So it is beginning its work at 0. Okay, next, waiting time. Is it waiting? No. Directly what it is doing? It is coming and starting its work. So it is not waiting time. Time service ends. What is the service time of this first customer? Service time of this first customer is 5. Means it requires 5 minutes to complete its work. From when it begins. Once it is beginning its service, it requires 5 minutes to complete. So what is the time on the clock now? It is starting at 0. Time required is 5 minutes. So how much? 0 to 5. So at 5th minute it is taking 5 minutes. So at 5th minute it is ending. Okay. So how do you find the service time? Service time it can be found out. Time service begins plus service time. Okay, so when it is starting, after starting, how much time it requires to finish? It requires 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes means what will be the time on the clock? 0 plus 5, that is 5. Then next is total time that customer is spending into the system. What is total time spent into the system? Arrival time plus how much it is waiting, then when it is completing its service. So it is arriving at 0. It is not waiting. It is not waiting. When it is finishing its work at 5. So from 0 to 5 it is in the system. So 0 to 5 means it is totally 5 minutes in the system. Don't think that time service ends itself is the total time spent in the system. No. It is not like that. So how you are finding this time service spent is when it is arriving, how much it is waiting, and when it is ending. That all time you are adding, not only numbers. We'll see in the next rows how we will find out that. Idle time of the server means the server is not free. From 0 to 5 the server is busy, so it is not idle. When someone is working on that server, so that server will be not free. it is not idle. So for that time, idle time of the server from 0 to 5 for the first customer is considered as 0. This completes the first row. Coming to the next row, next row's arrival time is 2. Okay, so see here, time service ends means server will become free after 5th minute. So server will become free after 5th minute. Next, but when is the next customer arriving? Next customer is arriving at 10th minute, is it not? From 5 to 10 server is free, no? This is idle time of the server. See here, 10 minus 5, from 5 to 10 how much? 5 minutes only, no? So for 5 minutes server is free, because next customer is coming at 10th minute. From 5 to 10 server is free, so it is idle from 5 to 10, that is for 5 minutes. 10 minus 5 they have taken here. Next, what is the service time? Service time is 2. So is the server free when this customer is coming? The customer is coming at 10th minute. At 10th minute, is the server free? Yes. See, because server will become free at 5th minute only. At 10th minute server is free, so when it comes it will start its work. Time service begins means server is free. As soon as the server will come, customer will come, server is free, so it will start its work. So after finishing its work, next what? Is it waiting? No. Whenever it is, or as soon as it arrive, it is continuing with its work, so it is not waiting. 0. When it will end? How to find out when it will end? Here we have to consider what is the service time it is requiring. See how, for example, you are starting your examination at 9 o'clock. You require 3 hours to complete. What will be the ending time then? See, your examination is beginning at 9 o'clock. You require 3 hours to complete. What will be the ending time? 12 o'clock. Is it not? How did you find out? 9 plus 3 you did, and you have got. So that 3 hours is nothing but the service time. So now here the second customer's service time is 2. When it is beginning? It is beginning at 10 o'clock, or you can say 10 minutes. How much time it requires? 2 minutes. So 10 plus 2, 12. So time when it is ending? It is ending at 12. Next one, it is after how much time it is spending? How much time it is spending means ending time, arrival time you have to see here. Arrival time is 10. Okay, then what is ending time? 12. So how many minutes it is present in the system from 10 to 12? 10 to 12, how much time it is? Just 2 minutes. 10 to 12 means 2 minutes. So here 2 minutes. Okay, so 10 to 12, from 10 to 12 it is present only for 2 minutes. Now here you see, here 5 is there, so here also 5. No. How you are going to find out? Ending time minus arrival time. So that is nothing but the total time it is spending. 12 minus 10, that is 2 minutes. Okay, next, idle time I have already told. We'll go for next customer now. Next customer is arriving at 18th minute. When this server will become free after the second customer? What is ending time? 12. So the server will become free at 12. But when is the next customer coming? Next customer is coming at 18th minute. So from 12 to 18, what it is doing? It is free. So 18 minus 12, for 6 minutes it is idle, free. Next, time service begins. So when this server is free, server is becoming free at the 12th minute only. See, how will you find out the server is free or not? Find out the ending time of the previous customer. Ending time of the previous customer is 12. So at 12th minute only that customer is finishing its work. Then the server will become free. So now what we are going to do here? So next time here is 18. So 18 means server is free. It will start its work as it is. So after starting its work, is it waiting? No. As soon as it is arriving, it is starting its work. So beginning its work. So it is not waiting. How much time it requires? Sorry. It is beginning its work at 18th minute and it requires 5 minutes. It is beginning its work as 18th minute and it requires 5 minutes to complete. So what will be the time on the clock? 18 plus 5, 23 will be the ending time. At 23, this customer will finish its work, means the server will become free at 23rd minute. Till 23rd minute, this will be server will be busy with this third customer. Okay, then how much time it is spending? What is its ending time? 23 is its ending time. When it has arrived? It has arrived at 18. So 19, 20, 21, 22 and 23. So it is there in the system only for 5 minutes. See here, it is finishing its work at 23, but it has arrived at 18. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So for 5 minutes this customer is present. Totally for 5 minutes this customer is present, and we have found out that idle time was 6. Next customer is arriving at 20th minute. Is the server free? So when the server is becoming free, how do you find out that? Find out the ending time of the previous customer. Ending time of this previous customer is 23. At 23rd minute, server will become free. But when the customer is arriving at 20th minute only. So what it will do from 20 to 23? It should wait. Okay, now here we are coming across the waiting time. How much? 20, 21, 22, 23. For 3 minutes it is waiting. So this customer service time is 4 already. Then see here, when it is beginning its service at 23rd minute, because at 23rd only it is becoming free. That at 23rd it is beginning its service. What is waiting time? See here, 20 we have done, no? 21, 22, 23. After 3 minutes it is waiting into the queue here. Then when it is ending, see, it is beginning at 23 and it requires 4 minutes. So 23 plus 4, 27. On the clock we are having 27th time when it is ending the service. Okay, how much time it is spending in the system? It is arriving at 20. It is finishing at 27. From 20 to 27, how much? 7. That is nothing but the time it is spending. So now you can see here 4 and 3. What is this 4? 4 is the service time. This is the waiting time. Okay. So this is the 0. 0 is the waiting time. 5 is the service time. This one 0 is waiting time. 2 is the service time. Like this it is, they have found out. Like this, one by one you are going to complete the table here. Okay, so then after completing the table, still the problem is not over. Now what they have asked here? They have asked you to find the average waiting time, service time, time spent in the system. Average waiting time means what? Add all the waiting time, divide by total number of customer. Okay, next, average service time. Average service time means add all the service, that is 44, divided by total customers, that is 10. Next, average time spent in the system. Add all these numbers, you have got 53 divided by 10. That is your average time a customer is spending in a system. So this is how you are going to find out the single channel queuing system. So this column headers will remain same for this single channel queuing system. Only the numericals may change in the exam for single channel queuing system. So like this, in the book which I have given you, VTU, prescribed by VTU, all of you have taken Xerox. In that many problems are there. You can solve those problems now. Hope all of you have understood this one.